Hello, it is Dr. Racquel, and I am back again with a video for today. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can also send me an email at askkrystalracquel@gmail.com if you have a question and you'd like to see me present it in a video for YouTube. I do have a topic for today. I think it's something that's super important. It is regarding lying and telling untruths. It is very important that we think before we speak. We don't make a habit of lying and making things up, because that really shows your character. It's really important as well that we teach children not to lie. I know in some homes it's considered okay if someone calls and then you tell your child, tell them I'm not here. That was something that my parents never did. So I grew up as an adult and I don't think that's okay. It's not something I do. If someone is calling for me and I'm there and I don't want to talk, I'll never say something like, hey, tell them I'm not here. Because for me, that's considered a lie. For me, it's okay to say something like, oh, I'm not available. That person's not available, meaning, I'm not available for the call, but something straight up lying and saying, oh, I'm not here, that's not something I do because it was ingrained in me. It was taught to me not to lie. It's something we have to really be mindful of because lying can turn into other things. Lying is dishonest. If you're quick to lie about small things, you're going to start to lie about larger things. Even like telling pranks, right? Making things up for pranks that could potentially hurt someone's feelings. Yesterday, my mom and I, we played a prank on my husband. It was something pretty minor, but even as I was doing it, I felt kind of bad. Just even though I told him like immediately that I was just joking. Even something small like telling jokes to me is even like you're lying, right? You don't want to do anything that can make somebody feel bad, or even if it's just for a brief period of time, just to get a kick out of them or get a kick out of something and make them laugh. But really be mindful of that because I'm finding that people are really quick to just tell lies like it's no big deal. If something happens, maybe they're in a bad situation, and rather than telling the person, hey, like I left the house a little bit late, they'll end up making up a whole scenario about why they are late, and it's a complete lie. Just be really careful because liars are thieves in my mind. You might say, what? No, liars are thieves, and thieves, they'll do other things, right? So stealing is won't be the only crime that they'll do. They'll end up doing other crimes, maybe even murder. I know it sounds really dramatic to say, but if you're willing to tell lies, that tells me you're dishonest. A dishonest person, they may steal. They may start out stealing a pencil. They may start out stealing something small from a store. Then from there, they may even steal a car. You might say, what? That's absolutely ridiculous. No, it's not. Be careful. There's no reason to tell lies. If you are a person of character, it may not always be easy to tell the truth, but the more you practice telling the truth, the easier it's going to become. If you make a habit of lying for small things, that tells me that you're going to lie for big things. You may tell yourself no, but if you're willing to lie for super small things, why wouldn't you lie for something bigger when there's something more at stake? So just really be mindful of that. You don't want to get into a relationship with someone. I know some people may already be in relationships or be married, but you don't want to get into a relationship where you are just quick to lie because you don't want to hurt the person's feelings, or you don't want them to get mad at you. That's not the way you want to live. It's so important to be honest. One of the most important things to me is honesty, and making sure that I tell the truth. I think it would be very difficult to be in a marriage with someone who was constantly making stuff up and telling lies. So if you're looking to be in a relationship, you're looking to be married, it's very important that you work on that. If that's something you have an issue with, if you've always been someone who tells white lies, that's really not something you should be doing, and you should really stop ASAP before you even try to get in a relationship, because that's not going to help. That's not going to help your household. You're not going to be able to raise children who tell the truth because you're going to be giving them an example that it's okay to lie. I'm sure those people who are raised in homes where their parents say, tell them I'm not here, those children grow up to be adults who do the same thing, and that's not the only thing I'm sure that they're lying about, right? It's just very important to be honest. And there's some times where I can say, even for myself, I've been evasive about information. If someone asks me a question and I don't want to tell them, I'll go around the subject, or you know, not give the information that I'm asked. And you know, even that could be, there's a fly in here. We had the or I opened the window and the window didn't have a screen, the window that I opened. So, but anyway, it's, even that is dishonest. Just, you know, when you're not telling the full truth, yeah, that's a lie. Of course, in certain situations, I believe the Bible even speaks about this. If there's something going on and someone is going to be in danger if you tell the truth. Let's say someone is looking for your family member and they ask you where are they, because they want to kill them or something like that. I don't think I can say that word on here, so sorry about that. But they're looking for someone and they want to harm them physically, and that's your family member. Maybe they don't know it's your family member. If you tell them, yep, they're down at that street, that would be wrong, and that blood would be on your hands, right? But it's, in my opinion, someone tell me if I'm wrong, I think that it would be the right thing for you to tell them, oh, no, he's down there, when you know he's over there. That would be the right thing, right? Because that person is trying to harm that person, and, you know, they don't have a right to do that. But yes, we definitely want to make sure we're telling the truth. You know, it's very important to be honest, and we want people to be honest to us, so we need to make sure we're doing the same thing back. And it really is going to help your character when you're able to tell the truth for situations where it's difficult. You know, if you think you're going to hurt someone's feelings, you'll learn a way to tell the truth and smooth it out, rather than just outward lying to someone. And it's very important in those situations too. Sometimes people think that they're being better friends by not telling the truth, and that is usually not the case, because if you love someone, you're going to tell them the truth. Truth is love. So I remember I had a friend, and she had an issue. I'm trying to remember. So she was very overweight, and that's being polite by saying that. She wanted to do well. She had been overweight all her life, or okay, I'll just say severely obese for most of her life. And I believe it probably came from some issues, some trauma growing up, and based on how she was raised, and maybe based on how she was treated growing up. And she was really trying to lose weight, or she really wanted to lose weight. And if you don't have any health issues, we all know it's not that hard to lose weight if you really want to, in terms of what you do, the steps, right? Eat less and exercise, right? So she was saying that she wanted to, I think I spoke about this before, she was saying that she wanted to lose weight and she wanted to be vegetarian, and she was doing those steps, and we would go out and I would see that she wasn't doing that at all. And then one time she said, you know, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. So as a good friend, someone who cared about her, I let her know. I mentioned, hey, I think you said you don't know why you're losing weight, but why you're not losing weight, but I see the way that you've been eating. Like, we've gone to diners. You said you're vegetarian. And I think that's what it was. I had to tell her. I was telling her, no, you're not a vegetarian, because I think that same day we just went to a diner and she had pork sausages, butter, extra cheese, those sorts of things. So I think I mentioned, I was just like, yeah, like, I think it's based on what you're eating. You know, basically I let her know what it was. And I had the most genuine intentions in my heart, and I think she got offended. She said, well, she's trying, and you know, no one's perfect. And of course no one's perfect, you know, but if someone's saying that they're a vegetarian and they're clearly not, because you guys just went out and they were eating very poorly, including meat, eggs, and then they're going to tell you that they're vegetarian, I believe that you wouldn't be a good friend by letting your friend say that, and then they're complaining. They're saying that they don't know why they're losing weight, and they also, I think, had donuts that same morning. Anyway, so later on, when we would talk, I noticed that she had some plaque on her teeth, And I tried to say it in a gentle way by we were just talking about like dentistry and how, you know, you're supposed to go to the dentist twice a year. And then she said some things that made me think to myself, okay, she's not gonna be open if I let her know that, you know, she may have some a breath issue. So she was just telling me, you know, no, that's not true. I use organic toothpaste, and you don't need to go to the dentist twice a year. Okay, so someone who doesn't go to the dentist twice a year, you can get away with that if you're eating all organic foods, you don't eat sugar, you brush your teeth twice a day. I noticed with her, she also didn't brush her teeth twice a day when she stayed over. So I think I mentioned that. I was like, yeah, you know, I noticed that you brush your teeth once a day. And that's when she was talking about the dentistry thing. Like, no, you know, it's not a big deal. I use organic toothpaste, and organic toothpaste that doesn't have the fluoride, it doesn't have the things that help clean your teeth and put that barrier on it. And she was eating lots of sugar. She said she eats at least one sweet a day. And so obviously you're gonna have plaque on your teeth if you're eating a lot of sugar and you're not brushing your teeth twice a day, or eating or flossing correctly. So unfortunately, I just stopped the conversation there. I couldn't really go further, but, you know, just like a little conversation in passing. I never told her anything about her breath. And then a couple weeks later, she said, hey, one of my friends, longtime friends, told me that like my breath stinks. Does my breath stink? And I told her the truth, and I said, I wanted to tell you, but I just saw how you were kind of defensive with what I was trying to tell you in terms of the dental thing. So I don't want to tell you. I don't want you to get upset. And yeah, so I'm just saying, like, sometimes it is good to tell people the truth. It may make them feel some type of way, but and you also have to be open, right? So outside of the telling lies part, if sometimes people want to help you. If you are uncomfortable telling someone something because of how they behave and how they act, that's telling me that maybe that person, they need to grow, they need to develop, they need to do some healing. Because had she been more open and not defensive and maybe working through her struggles internally, I could have told her way sooner that maybe, you know, her breath, you know, maybe she should go to the dentist. But unfortunately, another friend who she wasn't even that close with had to tell her that. So, you know, just be open to somebody helping you and correcting you, especially if you know the person's character. And of course, if you're someone who you just want to tell someone about themselves, but then you don't tell that person because you think they're going to react negatively and they're going to be defensive, but then you decide to go talk to somebody else about them, that is a no-no as well. You're not a good friend. You're not a good family member. You're not time to be gossiping about people. If you have an issue, go straight to them, talk to them about it. If you can't talk to them because they're defensive, then you just can't do anything about it. Just say a prayer for them. But yes, it's very important to be honest, because you don't want to get to a point where it's difficult to tell the truth and it's going to be so quick for you to tell lies. You want to be able to raise your children with good character, and that starts from when they're young. If you don't have good character, how can you train your children to have good character? And it's very important, according to the Bible, that you teach your children well and that you instruct them in the ways of the Lord. And it is a sin to lie and not tell the truth. So definitely just stop the lies. It's not good. There are some people who just tell lies so easily. There was someone that I knew, they were very active in church, and they had the nerve to be telling lies easily, just out their mouth like that. And in my heart, I'm just like, how can you say you even love God and you're constantly telling lies to people? And it wasn't even in joking. It was just, if there was a hard situation, they just had to lie instead of telling the truth. But yes, definitely tell the truth. You want to be someone who's known as someone with high character, high morals. And if you're telling lies or making up stories, you're never going to be looked at as someone with good character. And you want people to tell you the truth. You don't want people to make up stories and lie to you. So make sure you're doing the same. And like I said, if you're quick to lie, you're going to start stealing. You will. If you're stealing, who knows what else you're gonna do. You may get into other things, some perverted things. You may get into other things that are considered inappropriate. So just be honest. It's gonna be good for your heart, good for your soul. If you have any questions, let me know down below. If you have any thoughts, put it in the comments or send me an email. Bye. Have a blessed day.